Ready for your sip of coffee? Your morning coffee, Ruby? Oh, hey, everybody. It's Mr. Heron here with News in the Nation for September 10th. Joining me right now is our Chihuahua, Ruby. Say hi, Ruby. Ruby, look at the camera. There you go. You got a little look. So that's our dog, Ruby. But thanks for being here with us. We're going to kick it off right away. We got some important announcements here um, after the Pledge of Allegiance about some athletic opportunities in the form of intramurals that students will be allowed to participate in. But for right now, let's kick it into Mrs. Gert. Take it away with our pledge and moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now please remain standing for a moment of silence.
All right. Thank you for participating with us in the Pledge of Allegiance and that moment of silence with Mrs. Gert. And right now, I'm going to run you through what the plan is for the next 8 weeks, beginning on Monday. On Monday, that would be September 14th, for some opportunities, limited opportunities, I might say, for students participating in some form of just after school athletics at Lane only. So here it is. And here we go. This is the intramural opportunity for some students that will begin next Monday. We'll run 8 weeks. We will have opportunities based on the day that you are in school. So students, here's how it's going to work. We're going to offer opportunities to participate in drills and maybe some 7-on-7 for football, some simulated volleyball games, and then some cross country running will be available. Now here's the catch. The restrictions we have. For each coach we can only have up to 10 students participate. This is not a tryout. You don't have to have prior experience if you don't want to. What we're looking for are just any student that wants to come out and play, 6th, 7th, or 8th graders. You could have anybody could sign up for football, anybody could sign up for volleyball, anybody could sign up for cross country. We're only taking certain numbers based on the number of coaches. So if we have one coach for cross country, that's up to 10 students. If we have two coaches for volleyball, that's only up to 20 students. And if we have two or three coaches for football, that's 20 to 30 students. It just depends on how many we get signing up. The signups are a first come, first served basis. We have a very specific sign up that will be outlining in social studies classes on the social studies LMS pages. There will be the sign up for each day's intramural activities. Now, mind you, if you're a group 1 student and you come on Mondays and Thursdays, those are your days that you have an opportunity to participate in those intramural activities. If you're a group 2 student, you are here on Tuesdays and Fridays. Those are your days that you have an opportunity to participate in intramurals. You can't participate on an off day. Now, if you're an all virtual student and you can provide your own ride to school and from school, you could have an opportunity if you sign up and are in that first 50 students that you could come and participate in the intramurals beginning next week. Here's another important restriction we have. You have to have a permission slip turned in, handed into the main office with parent signature, and another paper that's called the assumption of risk waiver and release. Those two items must be turned in before you can stay for an intramural activity. Now, let's say you're a G1 student and you get your sign up, you have your permission form in and your assumption of risk form in, and you want to sign up for Monday to stay after to participate in football. They could be running drills or 7-on-7 games. It just all depends. You go to your teacher's website, say over the weekend or on Monday, you sign up to stay, and you would stay on Monday. Again, you got to be within that first number. We have a cutoff number. We can only have a certain number on the premises after school. There will be very, very strict guidelines of where you go and what you do, and then how we leave. Very similar to the end of the school day, we'll have car riders and walkers leaving first. And then we will have one bus. We get one activity bus, but we can only have a certain number of students that we can put on that activity bus each day. And so we have to monitor the number of students we have riding the activity bus home. So let's say you are a group one student, you stayed on Monday. You could, if you signed up in enough time, stay on that Thursday. You can even choose to do volleyball that day. It's really up to you. Our football coaches are running football style programs. Our volleyball coaches are running volleyball style programs. And our cross country coach will run cross country running programs. But again, you don't. You could. You. It doesn't matter. These aren't. These aren't actual teams that are going to be playing against other schools. That's not what this is. This is just in it at Lane, giving kids an opportunity to participate in some athletics that we have after school, but just within the Lane school community. And it's small numbers at first, but as we go forward, we'll see. And as the weeks go by, again, this is an 8-week program. Uh, so this is just the initial announcement sharing that this is upcoming. The forms are going to be available here today. Mrs. Evans will have them out for the lunches for the group one students. They'll be available for group two students. I am going to be sending those out to parents through our messengers, and we're going to get those posted on our Facebook, and parents can print those out. But those have to be turned in. The permission form and the assumption of risk, waiver, and release have to be handed in before you'll even be considered to be allowed to stay next week. So we might have very low numbers starting out and then might progress to having more. All right, everybody, thank you for listening. Parents, reach out to our main office, 467 4400 if you have any further questions. Speak to Mrs. Evans or myself or Mr. Jackson, and we'll figure it out to help you figure it out. Thank you. Kicking it in right now to our Rise Above B dynamic recognitions for today. Two students from one teacher, from Miss Batchelder. We're going to get into that right now. So thank you, Miss Batchelder, for these recognitions. Teachers, we're looking for more. Keep them coming for me. Tomorrow, I'll be recording our winners from this week for the Rise Above B dynamic recognitions. And from Mrs. Batchelder, Alan Oliva, a Rise Above Award for being an outstanding student. He asks questions and stays on top of his work. When he does not know, he asks the appropriate questions regardless of where he is, in the building or at home. He takes his job here at Lane as a student very seriously and is diligent in his studies. I'm very proud of him for stepping out of his comfort zone in class and trying new things. Well done, Alan. And also from Miss Batchelder, great job, Treasure Gates, being dynamic. Although learning new techniques on the computer can be difficult at any time, Treasure is doing so by working from home as a full remote student, and that does not stop her. She does not hesitate to reach out and ask questions when she has them, is willing to share her screen with the entire class as needed, and often asks the questions others are too afraid to ask. And for that, she is very dynamic and a well-needed personality in the classroom. She should be proud of her accomplishments in digital citizenship class. All right, rounding out our birthdays for today, we have two birthdays here on the 10th of September. And my apologies if I do not say your name correctly. I will find that out here most definitely. But happy birthday to Hey Tu and to Cara Tucker. Viking Nation, reach out to the office to make sure you have the correct forms turned in so that you can sign up to participate in Intramurals beginning next week. All right, rise above, be dynamic.